Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands. And whilst the weather's so nice today, I'm out and about having a walk around in the woods and fields. And while I'm in this environment, I thought it would be cool to go through 5 great wilderness survival horror movies. So 5 movies that I really enjoy. 3 of them are very similar, but I think they're great movies. And what I like about these movies that I'm going to talk about is they're almost kind of like, a lot of them are sort of like adventure films, but they have this really kind of subtle, creepy ambience about them that I appreciate and think works really well. So as we go around the woods and have a bit of a walk around, I'll stop and I'll go through these movies, let you know what they are and what I think, and hopefully you can get some good recommendations on this quite interesting subgenre in horror. Alright guys, first up on this list, probably the most famous and popular movie that I'm going to talk about. Not my favourite personally, but a great movie, and that is Deliverance. So John Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ronnie Cox and Ned Beatty, they are like these working class guys. Their friends go for like a canoeing break weekend and end up getting horribly assaulted and attacked by these like hillbillies, and then they have to do this sort of life and death struggle to get back to civilization. Really good film. The infamous kind of hillbilly sort of piggy scene is really unsettling stuff, very horrifying. And then the rest of the movie is like this really kind of thrilling action adventure, like I say, scramble to get to civilization and survive. Really exhilarating stuff. I've got to say, Burt Reynolds is pretty awesome in this. He's like the more macho of the 4 friends, and but all 4 guys in this do a great job. It's very believable, very scary, very unsettling, and this has an absolutely fantastic ending. I'm not giving anything away, but the scene at the end where the hand rises from the water is really creepy. If you want to end your film in an unsettling way, take some notes from Deliverance. Really unsettling but exciting movie. I'm sure most people have seen this one and are a fan of it. But yeah, great film. So the first movie is Deliverance. Okay guys, next up on the list is a great movie that I don't think actually has an official release as of yet. This is Hunter's Blood, and this was actually very kindly sent to me by one of my viewers. I made this case up myself. It's just sent me this movie on disc. But Hunter's Blood is a fantastic movie. Again, a bunch of friends go into the wilderness on like a hunting trip, and they run afoul of sort of local sort of hillbilly-like characters that start to mess with them, play mind games. I think they start by like taking the shoes and the boots, that kind of thing, and they start to learn that they're going to have to fight their way out of this wilderness, because these guys are sort of, you know, they're city guys and they don't know the woods like their sort of antagonists do. But yeah, really great movie. Clu Gallagher's in this, and there's a couple of other people I think that are in this as well. But if you enjoyed Deliverance, I actually like this movie more. I thought this was an even more enjoyable movie than what Deliverance was. And it's a real shame that this hasn't had an official release. Some of the movies that I see getting released nowadays, which aren't that great, it's just strange that a great movie like this has not been picked up yet and given a proper release. But if you can find a way to see Hunter's Blood, I really recommend it. Again, it has that really creepy kind of subtle atmosphere and ambience about it. The settings and the surroundings are very beautiful, despite the sort of creepy feel of the film. And yeah, just a really good, well-made movie. I really liked it. Deserves a nice release. So the next movie is Hunter's Blood. Alright guys, next up we have the excellent Rituals, starring Hal Holbrook. Another great movie, almost identical to Hunter's Blood, to be honest. A group of friends go into the wilderness on like a camping trip, and they get messed with, sort of targeted and stalked a bit by these kind of wild men, mountain men kind of thing, and it becomes an action-packed battle to survive their sort of advances and the elements around them and things like that. Really, really good movie. Hal Holbrook is great in this. Bit of a different kind of role for him, but he does it really well, as does everybody else. And you kind of care about all the characters in this as well, and the other movies on this list, which is not always the case for horror movies. But Rituals is as I say, great movie. It's got some lovely scenery in it. I think this one might have been filmed up in Canada. But yeah, some wonderful cinematography. And then towards the end of the film, it kind of takes place in this more kind of barren wilderness area. And there's this creepy like mountain man in this barn, and they have to sort of fight him and things like that. But yeah, great movie, Rituals. Definitely recommend picking this one up if you can find it. Don't hear too many people talking about it, which is a shame. I did review this on my channel a while back, so if you do want a bit more of a full review on this, then check it out. But yeah, Rituals, great movie. Goes really well hand in hand with Hunter's Blood, actually. They both make a good companion piece. But yeah, definitely check out Rituals. Great movie. Okay guys, so next one up, and all of these are great movies, but this is a great movie. This is Southern Comfort from 1981, I believe, and this one is, like I say, this is just fantastic. I love the premise behind this one. So this is a bunch of soldiers, I think like National Guard, something like that, and they go into sort of the Cajun swampland area to go over some kind of just general like military tactics, training exercises and things like that. So they go out into the swampland, into the middle of nowhere, and they're doing their thing. And a few of them are sort of young men, they're a bit hot-headed, a bit cocky, and they start firing their weapons and things like that. And the kind of the Cajun wild men, the swamp people, who are stalking them anyway, kind of see this as a declaration of war, and so therefore start to come after them, stalk them, attack them, and kind of pick them off one by one. And even though these are a bunch of soldiers, the twist of it is they're not actually armed, they're just firing blanks. So essentially they're out there unarmed, lost, stuck in the swamps, being picked off by these really scary kind of swamp people. And they also sort of fall foul to the elements and the treacherous swampland area as well. But yeah, Southern Comfort is absolutely fantastic. Again, it's not one that I hear all that much, but really, really well done film. Got some good people in this as well. I think the leader of the soldiers is Peter Coyote. Powers Booth is in this, who is just a very, very underrated actor. TK Carter is in this. Knowles from The Thing. Good to see him do something else. But yeah, really, again, very unsettling. Keep using that word, but these movies are very unsettling movie. Not so much nice setting, this one. It's like I say, it's quite barren swamp areas, so you do tend to feel quite cut off and out of place when you're watching this movie. And it's another one of these where you think it should be a bunch of characters that can handle themselves, but they're way out of the depth. And as I say, even the treacherous swampland alone proves a bit too much for these guys. So yeah, Southern Comfort, I highly recommend checking this one out. It's a great movie that more people should see and talk about. Okay guys, and the last movie on this list of wilderness survival horrors is the original Wrong Turn, which is a film that I've always enjoyed. I've always liked this film. I think this is a pretty cool kind of run-of-the-mill killer hillbilly movie, but I think it does what it's supposed to do. It's pretty undemanding but entertaining. I like that Stan Winston was involved in it, and I like the creatures that he designed and how they look in this movie. And I think as well, what I did really like about Wrong Turn was sort of this came out in sort of like 2002, 2003, and it came out at a time when there seemed to be like a sea of remakes. Like every horror release was a remake. There were lots and lots of them in the early 2000s. So it was actually quite nice just to see a film come out and do its own thing. And although it was quite derivative of a lot of movies that I've talked about today, it was its own film and it was pretty good. So I like that, and I have good memories of thinking this was quite a refreshingly sort of original film for its time, and it still kind of captured that 70s feel, which I appreciated. So yeah, if you are looking for just kind of a simple killer hillbilly movie that's entertaining, I do recommend watching Wrong Turn if you've not already done so. And of course, this has now spawned an entire franchise, which I give it credit for, and I do rather enjoy the sequels as well for what they are. But yeah, original Wrong Turn, definitely worth checking out if you're into these kind of movies. And I wanted to include something that was a bit more modern in comparison to the movies that I've talked about today. So yeah, Wrong Turn, another good one that I enjoyed. So that's all 5 of them, guys. 5 wilderness horror movies that I think were really good movies. So let me know what you think of these. Let me know if you've got any recommendations for these kind of movies. I always enjoy checking them out. I mean, like Hunter's Blood was one that I'd never heard of before until a viewer recommended it and sent it to me, and I absolutely loved it. So it is nice to get some recommendations from you guys. But again, thank you very much for watching. So I'm gonna try and find my way back to civilization now. Again, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.